doesn't want the shooting sticks. You got a bipod on that one though, don't you? Yeah. He's got a bipod there.
Eric, I don't want any sleep you want to do this morning?
No sleeps. No naps. Just glass right in the dark. Right to work. Find him.
Jimmy.
Okay, good luck. Last day, guys. Get him. Guys, it's opening morning of the last day. How fun is that? It's my favorite day to kill deer on the last day. Let's rephrase that. It's not my favorite day to kill deer. I'd like to kill a deer on the first day, but it's typically, for the last 4 years, besides this year, I haven't shot at a deer on this hunt until the very last day. We always say it, the last day is as good as the first day, if not better, because you have all the knowledge that you need. Any of that makes sense. We're gonna find a deer and shoot it. That's it. Well, good morning, guys. It's day number 5, and it's the last day of Casey's season, so we're trying to get it done. Casey and Andy got a really early start and hiked in from the bottom. I can already see some deer. It's just not light enough to make them out. Can't tell if there's a buck in there or not, but Casey and Andy, I could see them too, and they're only like 150 yards from those deer. So as it gets light, I'm just going to keep an eye out on the hillside that they're on, and in that canyon they're in. Try to turn up that shooter buck. But looks like they're having a stare off right now, if I had to guess, because the deer are just looking at them, and looks like Casey and Andy are kind of crouched down into the brush, so I'm guessing they saw them and then had to stop. But here we go, last day, guys. This is the day that Casey usually kills anyway, so I'm not nervous whatsoever. We've got a lot of options. We're gonna start here, and then if needed we can just hunt all day. We're gonna move in a little closer to where we've been seeing this buck. Hopefully you're not gonna bump a bunch of deer out of this country. Got 4 mature bucks sitting over here on the freaking private, but we haven't seen a buck this morning. And there's 4 or 5 of them right over here, all circling each other. Must be hooked over there. Pretty slow morning so far. Just not seeing the deer that we were seeing in here a couple days ago, or even yesterday. I haven't seen one buck up here on the Bob Lake, but there's, like I said, 4 or 5 bucks down on this private piece. Yeah, it must be a hot doe and sucked them all in, but I don't know. There's just not even the does that there was here. But hey, we're not out. We're down, but not out. Alright guys, I've been behind the glass all morning. First started out where Casey was, and I decided to move to check some other spots. I found a lot of deer. Well, bucks that are nice, mature bucks. You know, really good bucks, probably for the last day. So I'm gonna go meet up with Casey and show him the phone scope footage of some of these deer and see if he wants to go put a stock on one. It's my jams, man. Intocable, you guys remember our Texas hunt? These are the guys we hunted with. Those guys are doing YouTube now too, after we met them and talked to them about YouTube. So Intocable, doing vlogs on YouTube.
Ricky Munoz.
Ricky Munoz.
He's a super cool dude.
He was.
He is what they would compare the George Strait of the Hispanic music community, which is pretty rad, because we enjoy George Strait and we enjoy Intocable.
Huge Weatherby fan too.
Yeah, he is.
He had all the old Weatherbys with the wood stocks and all the fancy engravings on the side.
I knew you were going to find those Cheez-Its.
And I found the Cheez-Its. Andy's trying to hide them from me, but you hit him in plain sight, dude.
I know. I was like, dang, Eric has the truck to himself. He's got the Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its and heat.
Eric has the truck to himself. Things are going to go south. He's going to find all your food and eat it.
I'm going to find all the bucks. You guys want to go kill one or not? Got him. Bedded. Got the big buck bedded. Casey hasn't even seen this buck yet. Dude, you need to go shoot this deer. He's not even looking at the right deer. Look at his left horn. He's got a pretty frame. His right one doesn't have a great front.
His right one's all messed up. Well, we went into our spot again this morning, and it was really dead. The deer did not come up out of the private. Saw one little buck on public. Eric came over here and glassed a ton of deer. Got a really nice buck bedded. His left side is just like picture perfect. He looks like a younger deer though.
Oh, now we're judging age class now.
Well, is that what we're supposed to do as hunter? Just be responsible like conservationists.
That is a gorgeous buck. Really pretty frame. Just a little short on his front right fork.
Eric's really putting the squeeze on. Putting pressure on me.
I get excited.
I get excited too.
Got a ginormous 2-point. I don't throw that word around lightly. This is a big 2-point. Slick too. Not one of those that's like kind of a 2-point. Just a straight 2-point with probably like 18-inch forks. It's the only buck so far that got Casey excited. One of the biggest 2-points I've ever seen, but he's on private land. We're just gonna keep blasting right here. Try to turn up a big buck that's on public. Here he is. Here's your 4-point. He's up there on public. Dang. Let's see him running around. So this fence and that cut, they're parallel lines. Okay? And then on that hill where I marked where they were earlier, you got a rock outcropping. Where the cursor is a second rock outcropping, which is by the snow. And then see those 3 scars? Those are up on that hill, which is right below the angled post. So if we just got to the right of that up high, we'd be looking down into all those deer.
I like it.
You'd have your choice of buck.
I like it. There's a big buck.
There is one?
If there was one.
Well, I guess we better go look at some other grounds then. Those
So I was saying about an audible, like.
We're headed out for the evening hunt. It's the last chance for Casey to shoot a buck. We spent this afternoon glassing, again covering a lot of country, trying to turn up a buck that Casey would want to shoot. On that last spot we saw like 3 mature bucks, but nothing quite good for Casey. Not on this one.
Yeah, I don't like necessarily have to fill my tag. I mean, we got 3 animals in the freezer, which I always say 4 is good, we get us through, but we, I mean, I don't want to just shoot a buck, and I'm not being a trophy hunter by any means, but, I don't know, I've shot some deer this year. I can be a little more picky, I think, and I'm okay if I walk away without a tag, without filling my tag, too, so, we still got Eric and Ben and Jordan to hunt, so, who knows what will happen tonight. Got our good buddy Tyler with us. He kind of knows this country, right or left? Right. So, we'll see what we can turn up. Let's kill a big deer.
What do we have, like an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Maybe? Hour and a half of daylight, guys, so wish us luck. Here we go. We're gonna get up behind this ridge right here where Tyler has hunted before. He's taken a couple really good bucks back up in this draw, and see if anything's hanging out worth looking at. Okay? Okay, bye. Okay, bye. It's really muddy though, right here. Here's our last hike, last attempt to find a shooter buck. We're really putting all our marbles in one basket, hiking into this little draw. But all it takes is one, so we're still in the game. Once we get around this edge, we should be able to see this canyon, see if there's any big mature bucks with all these does. The only buck we've seen is small so far. So, here we go, right around this corner.
Get him, you got him. How'd I get him?
I don't
you
know
were
where you
back.
shot it. Yeah, back in his body.
You hit him, you got him. Got him?
Yeah, you got him. Let's walk
Nothing?
down.
No.
Road comes right down to there. Big?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Fast, I said.
Quick. Yeah.
Yeah, I said we were gonna come down here. It was gonna be quick, but we were ready to shoot, and let's do. Kind of a fast
Oh, he just shot a big buck.
That's a big buck.
Yeah.
Did you guys see him tip over?
No, he hunched up. He's hit.
He said, I heard.
Dang, guys. Well, Casey hit him right on the skyline.
You guys want to?
That was a big buck. All I saw was a big 4-point frame with a big inline. Damn, happens fast. Right when I was like, he's just about gone. Yeah. Boom. Happened quick, guys. Holy crap. We just got to follow up. Make sure we get this deer dead. He's probably dead, but who knows? We'll find out real quick. Down here. He's up on that skyline when he shot. He might be piled up. We don't know. He shot him right when he went over the ridge top, so he was pretty much skyline when he thumped him. Is that intense or what?
Oh my gosh. Felt good about the shot, and like I said, I hit him. It's always almost nerve-wracking until you find it. Section off. Oh, yeah, I can see.
Yours does it.
It doesn't tell you?
However.
Liver or anything?
Well, yeah, like usually when you hit him with the guts will come out and plug that up. That's why you're not getting off there.
Because he...
There's no video of it anyway.
It wasn't, you know, like I said right off the gate, like it wasn't bone, it wasn't.
No, I don't need
shock,
video.
just...
I'm 100% you hit him. I just don't know how far back it would have been. And it wasn't back leg, it wasn't limp, it wasn't, it was in the body.
Yeah. And it must have been high, because with my angle, and then you even being lower than me, I was almost like, oh dang, freaking Casey put one through the, you know, needled one through or whatever, because there wasn't much of him showing at the time.
I saw perfect vitals walk in.
Yeah, like it was.
Boom.
Basically walked into my sight picture when I pulled the trigger.
Bad news. Blood. That would normally be good news. But he jumped on the private land. Shot him right out of the aspens right there. And he jumped to private. You can see the blood right there. So, sticky situation now. Bummer. Guys, this is the bummer part of hunting, especially when you're hunting so close to boundaries like we have been. It's just about getting dark, guys. Last day of the hunt. And I'm just headed back to the truck. Obviously really bummed. I'm sure Casey's pretty upset right now. But yeah, hunting the boundaries like that, that's the risk you take. Casey had a great shot right on the skyline. If I had to guess, he may have hit him back just a little bit, but we think he's gonna die with that hit. So all we can do now is just kind of check the rule book out here, see what it is when it comes to recovering an animal the morning after the hunt is ended. Obviously we won't be able to pack a weapon, and if I had to guess, going in to recover it should be okay, but if the deer is alive, obviously it's not fair game, you know, to shoot him again out of season. It's duh. anyways, guys, just a little bit of a bummer, especially to come down to the wire like that on the last day on such a great buck. But I'm sure some of you can relate. I'm interested to hear what some of you guys have to say about stories that you can relate to with this story, where you shot a buck, a deer, an animal, an elk, any animal, and it crossed over to another property. I want to know if you guys have any stories like that. I just love to read that kind of stuff, so please leave a comment below. Let us know what you've been through and what happened, and if it worked out in your favor or not. But again, we did all that we can do, just track them to that boundary line. There's nothing we can do after that, so bummer, but we'll keep our heads high, hope for the best tomorrow, try to contact the landowner and do everything the right way. So yeah, guys, stick with us. You're gonna have to wait till tomorrow's video to see what happens. The next 2 days are gonna be scouting for my hunt, which starts on Wednesday, and today's Sunday. So please stick with us on the Semi-Live series, guys. We're having a blast doing it, and we appreciate you watching and being respectful and understanding when hunting. It just doesn't always happen perfect. It doesn't go down textbook every single time. So we hope you guys understand that. You know, we share this kind of stuff with you guys because we believe that most of you guys can relate to that type of stuff. So anyways, comment below, let us know what you've been through. All right, guys, before we close out this video, we have to do the nightly ritual, right? And show you what we ate and give you a little,
what
we're about to eat, and give you a little sampler of what we got for dinner. So
this is Rosie elk burgers. They're a little bit bigger than the bun. If you look here.
Kind of got poverty buns. Told these guys we should get some new ones.
Yeah. Idaho homegrown potatoes made into curly fries. Bacon from pigs we shot in Texas. Jalapeno and onions.
Oh, we got from your garden?
Yep. We got from my garden. Fry sauce that we got from the fry sauce tree. And so on and so forth.
Alright, guys, so here's a scoop, give you a little bit update on how the night ended up. Through some friendships, we got a hold of the ranch manager on the property that the buck ended up running onto. We got the green light to meet with him tomorrow and go track that buck. So the good news is he's hit, and he's hit hard in the chest cavity, no doubt. He humped up really bad. And just on that whole topic, like I talked earlier, you know, there's things like this that are just kind of out of your hand, but all you can really do is step back and do the right thing. That's the best way to do it. I can personally say that, like, I've thought about this scenario before. It's never really happened to me, but I always want to just, like, recovering the animal is the best thing. And that may be how you feel. But you need to follow the proper steps and the legal steps. And if it's on private property, the first thing you guys should do is contact the landowner or maybe a fish and game officer who can kind of be the middleman and do it that way. So we're taking all the right steps to recover this deer, to do everything we can in our power to make sure that we find that buck. So all we can do tomorrow is just hope for the best and wish us luck, guys. I'm thinking he's either in his first bed or he's dead in his tracks in the second bed. That's my prediction. Casey, any final words?
I like your prediction, man. I'm just in a bad spot. It's been a tough year on me. Can't figure out why. First off, I get in my head. Second off, like, some bad luck. Like, this deer, I felt so confident shooting, and you know, I feel like we're gonna recover him in the morning. But it's just like, we always say, like, archery hunting, any kind of hunting, the worst time is from when you pull that trigger or that release until you recover that animal. And this is just a prolonged sense of that. But I felt like I made a really good shot on, you know, maybe a little far back like liver, but I honestly think he's dead.
Let's just talk about how cool that light is off your head and that hairdo.
I've been out cooking the burgers. There's no lights out there.
All right, guys, I'm going to leave you with a little quote, a saying that I try to go by on the daily life is, you're never wrong by doing the right thing. We believe that. So anyways, thanks again for watching the video. Please subscribe if you haven't. We got the recovery of a big buck tomorrow, hopefully. But we'll promise to show you guys how it goes down either way. So stick with us, and we'll see you tomorrow.